Hi, and welcome to Nurse with Needles podcast. My name is Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Ravelry and on Plurk. And this is my mom, who is also known as Lady Fernico on Ravelry and on Plurk. Um, we are your hosts today, even though the only nurse in this podcast is me. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. This was called Nurse with Needles when it was just me, and then I decided I was too boring by myself, and I pulled my mom in. So that's why the name sticks, just because I'm too lazy to change it. So I guess we will go ahead and jump right into the knitting. If you are a returning member, thank you for coming back. If you're a new member, thank you for taking a chance on us and watching.
So what number is this and what day is it?
Today is September 2nd. It's a Sunday, and I think we're on episode 16.
16, I think, yeah.
So I think last time was 15. So logically it would follow that this time would be 16. Yeah.
15, 15.
15, 15.
Wow.
Yes, because we just like 15. Alright, jumping right into work in progress. My first project is Legolas. The project name is Vivian. It's by Usala Teague, and I'm making it for myself in the size 36. It is. I'm making it using US 9 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars with 32-inch whatever. I'm using Stonehenge Fiber Mill Shepherd's Wool in the blue spruce colorway. You say it enough times you stop calling it Bruce Spruce. It's amazing.
Spruce.
You need to know for this pattern how to cast on, to knit to purl, to work in seed stitch, to cable 4 back, to cable 4 front, to make 1 left, to purl 2 or 3 together. I can't crochet and top at the same time. To purl front and back, to pass slip stitch over, to slip slip knit, slip 2 together, to twist 3 or 4 back, to twist 3 or 4 front, to knit 2 together, and how to work from a chart. And generally it's useful to remember what number row you're on for the chart, because I think I messed it up last time. And last night I was tired and I wasn't quite paying attention to what part of the chart I was on for one portion of the cabling. And I cabled where I should have just gone with 4 knit stitches. So it's a design element because I'm not going back and undoing a whole row. So it's just going to be a cable and then a twist, and that's just the way it's going to be. It's just the one section. It's a small section. Anyway, other tools that you're going to need are cable needles, or if you don't use a cable needle for making cables, you can use DPNs, or some people are crazy and don't even use that. Just drop their stitches and knit the back ones and then pick them up again if they're insane. And you also need a removable marker and a zipper. I don't have the zipper yet. I'm going to send a swatch to Zipper Stop and get them to send me a matching zipper. Anyway, progress. I think I worked on a couple rows, and I'm on the right side this time. First of all, okay, this. I'm not sure if you can see the cable.
I wonder if I should turn the piano light on.
It might be useful. I'm going to put you on pause a sec. Okay, we're back. We added a few more lights. I'm not sure if you can really tell the difference, but okay, so it's hard to see. Hold on, let me come up a little closer. So you see, I don't think you really can. There, you see up there, it goes. I'm not sure if you can really tell, but you go cable and then straight, and I think you can tell a little bit more on that side. Cable straight. Cable straight. Here, what I did was I went cable, cable. And then I'm going to do a twist on top of that because I wasn't paying attention. I thought I was on row 29, and or I thought I was on row 28 when I was on row 29 or something like that. That's okay. That means I have
Giving you a unique sweater.
yeah, it's that one portion. It's like the side portion right here. The other side's gonna be fine. It's not right next to each other, so no one will know the difference. Except you guys, because you'll have seen it that because I showed it to you. So I've gotten a few rows worked on. I forget what I was doing. I was watching The Frisco Kid and I wasn't quite paying attention.
It's a good movie. I like that movie. Harrison Ford and Gene Wilder.
Yes, because in reality you do know that Harrison Ford's not the Frisco Kid, it's actually Gene Wilder who's the
Yes,
Frisco
I do
Kid.
know that.
Okay.
I'm well aware. I've seen that movie before you were born. Well,
yeah, it was made before
yeah,
that.
I think
it
so.
was made before Star Wars. No, it was made in 79.
Yeah, it was made
Star Wars
after,
was in 77.
Actually, the first Star Wars I think was 75
You're right.
or 76, 77.
You're right. It was no, it was 77. I just looked at IMDb.
Okay.
Star Wars was 77. 79 was
The Empire
Frisco
Strikes Back.
Kid.
And The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay. So.
Because they made the Star Wars like 2 years apart.
Okay. Anywho,
Something like that.
so that's Legolas. The other project I've been working on a lot lately has been the project called Jewel Magic. It is the mask pattern by Kitman Figueroa. And I'm making for me. I'm making a large size because I like a large shawl. You know, I forgot to grab the nightly shawl again. I'm not getting up and getting it.
You know what it looks like.
Yeah, it hasn't changed much. Anyway, I'm using US 10 and US 6 Knit Picks interchangeable circulars, using a 40-inch cable, and I'm using the Laying Yarns Jowl Magic de Garade. The colorway is number 60 Reds and, not reds and anything, just reds and you need to know how to cast on. It's a 333 stitch cast on. If you're making a large, that's a big cast on. It's very easy to lose count. That cast on lasted. Savina, I need it like that on kiddo. Thank you. The cast on lasted forever. Anyway, you need to know how to knit to purl, to work garter stitch, to yarn over, to knit 2 or 3 together, to slip slip knit, to slip 2 knit passed over, to knit, purl 2 together, to work 7 nup stitches in 1 stitch. I haven't gotten there yet.
Not noops, nups?
Nups, noops, whatever the heck it's pronounced. And you need to know how to slip 1, knit, yarn over, knit, and how to read charts. So, this has gotten a lot of love.
It looks really pretty.
I think I'm on row. Well, you know.
You can see the colors a lot better with the
your
paper.
I was actually looking for something, and you started me.
Oh.
But I was trying to figure out what row I was on. So you're starting to see a little bit of the shaping. Can't see it. There you go. Starting to see a little bit of the shaping there.
Oh, you can see some of the open work.
Yeah, a little bit of the open work. It's still, I forget what row I'm on. I think I'm like on 19 or something like that. Which is what I was looking for when you started with your paper. So yeah, it's going well. It's become a point where it's actually fairly easy to do while I'm watching TV. I just have to keep an eye on the chart. It's very well written. I know there's errata on it when I get later in the pattern, but I haven't hit that yet. So that is that. My other project I've been working on has been Fire Cardigan, which is the Hyannis cardigan by Kirsten Hipsky. I am making that for me. I'm doing size 36. I'm using US 10.5 and US 9 Knit Picks Harmony Wood interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable and a 16-inch cable. Haven't used a 16-inch cable yet. I've always kind of thought a 16-inch cable is a little useless because it's so short, you know, you can barely do your knitting with it. 40-inch cables tend to be my preference. because it's nice and it's long and you can magic loop and do all sorts of wonderful things with them. Anyway, I'm using Valley Yarns Huntington. It's 3 yarns held together, and it's the colorways red, harvest orange, and mustard. For this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, to knit to purl, to work ribbing, to knit 2 together, slip, slip, knit, to pick up stitches, to knit buttonholes. Well, if you're doing the buttonholes, I want to add a zipper instead, and the pattern does not tell you how to do buttonholes. And you need to know how to kitchen knit. I already have the zipper I might use for the project, should the project be long enough. I got it for $1 at Michael's, so if it doesn't work, I lost $1.
I think it's gonna be a little too short unless you want to pull it over your head.
Well, it's a long zipper, Mom.
Longer than I think.
Yeah, it's long enough to take. It's quite long. You just saw the little folded part, but I don't have it to show because otherwise I'd tell you how long it is.
Did you bring your sweater out here?
Yes, I did. I'm tired, but I'm not quite that tired. Well, this has been the same for like a week or so.
It's looking pretty though.
So this is, I think I have the, okay good, I do it the right side facing. Here is the sweater portion. I'm going to bring it up close so you can see the ribbing and stuff.
The ribbon down here and up here.
Yeah. And it's about, this is to the armpit, so.
That's going to be pretty.
And actually in reality it'd probably be like that because.
It's fairly long.
Yeah, it's fairly long. And then
Maybe a little tad higher maybe, but.
Well, no, not really, because what you end up doing,
see the other side, yeah.
What you end up doing is, bring it around. No.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Now, I'm not really giving it fair.
She's got it caught on her jacket. There you go.
Caught on my jacket, and it's gonna have the. It's caught on the wire as well. It's not gonna stretch as much as it will be.
Well, you still have to put the zipper thing there.
So. I think that it will work nicely. I see where the waist shaping is going to be right here. So I think that'll fit nicely. I'll do the ribbing as thick as I need it because a ribbing for buttons is going to be thicker naturally than ribbing for just a zipper.
I thought you were working on the sleeves for that.
I am working on the sleeves. I was just showing that. Here is sleeve number 1. I made quite a bit of progress on the sleeve.
I think this is meant to be open still. Some of those sleeves have that. I'm not sure.
They don't really make it clear in the pattern, and it didn't look like it was open, but maybe they just didn't show it very well.
I mean, maybe you have to see if somebody else has made it. Maybe you can ask and say, is it supposed to be open like that? I've seen sleeves like that. Usually they're a little more flared when they open like that.
If I like it that way, I'll leave it that way. If I don't like it that way, I'll just sew it shut. I mean, I think it'll be still stretchy enough for me to get my hand through.
I think so. It's pretty stretchy. It's ribbing, so it should be.
So it's going pretty well. I have an increased row on the next one, which is why I think it's an increased row on the next one, which is why I'm working my crocheting right now instead of my knitting. Although my knitting is a little more brainless. So that is the fire cardigan. The Nightwing shawl I don't have to show you. I have worked on it quite a bit at work. It feels like this is the Sedna shawl. And it's actually called Sedna's shawl. I keep calling it the Sedna shawl. That's not actually the name of it. Sedna's shawl by Mary Lena Links. Making it for me using 40-inch cable, US 4 Knit Picks Interchangeable Circulars. That's why it's taking so long. It's a 4-inch needle.
I'm not going to use a 4-inch. I don't think when I make it.
Someone uses 7.
That's what I might use. That's what my knit picks are 7s.
And I mean, it's a nice, easy work pattern, I do it at work, drop it, do what I need to do, and then come back to it. But the fact of the matter is, it feels like it's taking forever, because it is just brainless knitting. I like a bigger shawl. Right now it feels like it's too small, and I wish I had thought to bring it out here, but I'm too lazy to go to my room and get it.
What we need to know is how it blocks, how...
Well, I looked at other patterns, and that all depends on your yarn.
Right. You're doing No Maker's yarn. I don't know how well that blocks, and I'm going to be using wild hair.
Well, it's not so much it's the kind of yarn.
Right,
like I'm
right.
using a superwash merino that has nylon in it. I'm not sure what the properties are of the yarn that you'll be using, but it's not the dyer.
Oh yeah, I know. No, I know that. It's just that I know that Mandison's has been branching out in other ones. I'm just wondering if what she was using at that time for that yarn is a stretchy kind of blocking kind of
yarn.
yarn.
I don't know. I mean, I'll probably go to the end of this particular ball I'm working on and just go heck with it and then start the crochet. It just feels like it's going to be really short. I don't like short shawls. But, oh well. I guess if I don't like it, I'll do something with it.
It doesn't look short when you look at, I mean, yours looks short, but it doesn't look short in the picture. So maybe it blocks out well.
Maybe, I hope so. But it is No Maker 75% superwash merino with 25% nylon. It's in a Nightwing colorway. I will be using Spring Tree Rose. I forget the name of the colorway because it's in shades of black, but that's not the name of the colorway. And I keep meaning to look it up, and I never do before the podcast. I'll be using that for the crochet section. For this pattern, you need to know how to knit to purl to yarn over. That's the knit section. For the crochet section, the crochet edging, you need to know how to chain to single crochet, to slip stitch, to double crochet, and to do a combined double crochet.
Not to mention we have to know how to put the two together.
Well, yeah. Did I cross off that rule? Anyhow, if this rabbit ends up having a shorter ear, I guess it's just going to be a design element.
Aww. A little oopsie. Oopsie.
Yes, and that brings us to the next project, which is Oops Crochet Edition. And this is, there we go, the Amigurumi Bunny Rabbit, the Bramble Amigurumi Bunny Rabbit by Kate E. Hancock. I'm using a 3.5 millimeter USE Knit Picks Harmony Wood hook. I'm using some of my stash yarn because when I made my grandfather's sweater, I got way too much brown sheep's wool in the Maple Praline colorway. This particular pattern is written in British crochet terms. So when it says that you need to know how to double crochet, it's saying that you need to know how to single crochet. Chaining is the same. When it tells you to treble crochet, it's telling you to double crochet. When slip stitch is the same, even though apparently they also sometimes call it single crochet. But
slip stitch?
Mm-hmm. When they say you have to double crochet two together, they're saying you need to single crochet two together. When they say you need to do a 5 treble cluster, you need to do a 5 double crochet cluster. And you need to do a magic ring. If you need to learn magic ring, I know Mom has her favorite place to go to learn that, but I like the, I guess it's a modified magic ring, and it's one that Fresh Stitches does. Stacy Trough. And she has it on her website, a video of how to do it, and I really like her way of doing it. It's a little less fiddly.
I haven't tried that one yet.
So, yeah, that is what you need to know for this bunny rabbit. Let me pull out the pieces and parts.
I'm sorry, I'll continue with Mr. Bill, and I'm dating myself. Everybody who was born around in the 70s knows that Mr. Bill!
Yeah, I have a coworker who was talking about Mr. Bill.
Oh, no, Mr. Bill!
Well, it was actually Bill.
Well, he's my age.
And someone got a Mr. Bill toy that
oh my
day,
gosh.
and was, I guess, waving it around, and he made a reference to Mr. Bill. I had no idea what he was talking about.
Oh, yeah, it's Saturday Night Live back in the 70s. I didn't watch a lot of that, but everybody knew Mr. Bill, this little white person. I think he had a little red nose, I think. Or a little red. Daddy would know. He knows more about Mr. Bill than I do, but
it's random.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, there was like a week where Mr. Bill was hanging out at our nursing station.
Oh, dear.
But anyway, bunny head. It's not stuffed yet, so it looks like a
shrew.
Yes. Bunny snout.
point?
Bunny eyelid. There.
There's two of them.
Yes. Where's second bunny eyelid? Second bunny eyelid. Meow. Bunny bottom.
Sorry, that just struck me as funny.
Actually, it's bunny body, but
like
the bottom's included in the bottom.
Bunny bottom. Get the tail on the bottom.
Well, it needs to be woven in. That was before I learned the other magic ring. Yes, generally most bunnies have a tail, but it comes out of it's not rat tails. It's a special bunny. Don't make him feel. Don't make him feel bad. Bunny ear, number 1, and it'll be floppy, so it'll go like this. And bunny ear number 2 is being worked on right now.
What if people work 2 together? I guess you can't do it on hooks.
No, not really. I thought of that too.
It's kind of fiddly.
Yes, it would.
Well, I guess not. I was going to say you might be able to do it on double hook.
One way to do it is to work one row, then work.
Oh, you'd have to put. You know, you'd have to do it on. You'd have to do it on an Afghan hook. You just have to slip it back and forth. I didn't say it would be easy. I just said you could do it.
I'm not even sure if that would work.
Theoretically,
I'm not sure if your theory holds water. Anyway, it's your turn.
Oh, well, I didn't think I had anything to show on my half log cabin ombre blanket, my Nicole by Pearl Soho, but I have done, just by working on the last 2 podcasts, I have done quite a bit. You can see, let me make sure I don't lose my stitches here. You can see where my marker is right here. So I've done about...
Yeah, I've given up on doohickeys.
I think it's about 3 or 4 inches, but it's really long. I mean, well, maybe I should hold it.
It's funny how that immediately steals all the light in the room.
Yeah, it looks like I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, I know the ball doesn't seem to get any smaller, but it says that you have to have a certain amount to bind off, like whatever amount it is that you have to bind off so you can sew it or whatever it is you have to do with it. Anyway, I'm almost done. I think I maybe have 10 rows or something left to do, if that. I'm not really cognizant of how many rows. I know better how to judge a crochet than I do the knitting still. So I'm hoping that next time I podcast, I'll be on the next color, which is this one, kind of a darker tan. You can see the difference here. And then I'll be working with that color. Hopefully it'll go a little faster when I get to that color. This is a relatively easy pattern. It's all knit, garter stitch. So you need to know how to cast on and how to do the knit stitch. You need to know how to bind off, and you need to know how to pick up stitches so you can change your colors. So that's basically that one there. And that's in my Lois bag, my Parisian Ladies, whatever she calls this bag. I like it a lot. It's great. I'm using, I forgot to tell you what needles I'm using. I'm using 10.5 inch Haya fixed circulars on a 32-inch cord. And those are really nice needles. I like them almost as much as I like my knit picks. I did not work on my Blue Heaven sweater at all. I've been kind of semi-monogamous in my projects, and I didn't get around to that one, so I'm not going to show you that. I'm not even going to say anything more about that, except that it's by Lisa Gentry, and it's from the book The Crochet Closet. My claret shawl, I did a lot. This is one of the projects I worked on a lot. I'm almost done with the central. I'm tired. I have to meet you tired. Now give me back my daughter tired. Now wish to podcast with tired. Anyway, this I've done quite a bit on it, and I'm about a row and a half, I guess, or a pattern repeat, or whatever you want to call it, and a half.
She got a lot done.
Away from finishing the central section. And my husband said, "Boy, it looks small, but I think when it blocks out, it's going to be a lot bigger." And I still
you also saw the last two.
Yeah, I still have. Well, I have a row and a half.
Can you bring it up a bit?
Sure. I have a row and a half of this pattern itself.
Is this the right way? I think we have facing the wrong way. Right? Yeah, I think this is it.
So this is, I'm almost on the end of this particular repeat. I have one more, I think, to do on this, and then I hit into the border. I believe that's the border, and then maybe there's a little bit of an edging or something that goes with it. So I'm about halfway through, I think, with this, and I'm thinking that when it blocks out, the pictures seem to think that it's pretty huge. Let's take this off so I can show you what it's like here. I'm just about finished with the first 400 yards. You can't really see.
Well, even with it being halfway through, it's pretty long. Yeah, they can. It goes here.
Okay. So that's where it's at right now. I think I just dropped my hook.
Probably.
Okay. So this, I'm really enjoying this project. It feels good on my hands. It's very pretty to work with. The yarn is nice. It doesn't split. I dropped my notes. Sorry about that. This is called, the claret shawl is called the Recuerdos de Infancia, and it's by Gabriela Ordonez, also known as Gabriela on Ravelry. Yes, Gabriela. I'm using fingering weight Knit Picks stroll yarn. I could never figure out what the yarn was, the stroll yarn in the gypsy tonal colorway. And it's got that very subtle kind of red to orange, not pink, but just very different shadings of red that I like so much, because I do like red a lot. I'm also using a, let's see how the,
I almost wore that shirt today.
I know.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I'm sorry, she's distracting me.
I was so close to putting that on, and then I found my halo shirt.
She distracted me. My yarn. Oh, G-hook. In order to make the shawl, you need to know how to chain, how to slip stitch, how to double crochet, and half double crochet, how to skip stitches, to crochet a peacock, poco, whatever you want to call it, crochet a shell, follow a pattern, follow a chart and a table. Now I have not yet done the peacock, however you call it. I think it's along the edge, the borders. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I've only done it in one project, so hopefully I'll remember how to do it. If not, that's what YouTube is for. I'll go look it up. I have this in my M&M's bag, which I really like. Just need to fix my cord on it because it's I'll put that in there. I really am enjoying this project a lot. I'm hoping that I was kind of hoping I'd finish it before my retreat in 3 weeks. Let's see if that happens. Oh, Buttons the Owl. This is my other kind of monogamous project. Monogamous. Yes, that. I've been working on this a lot. It's the Snowy Owl pattern by Sonia Delvon. And I think I said in the last podcast, I call this owl buttons because when I finish it, I want to attach all my Etsy and podcaster buttons on my owl, because right now they're just kind of all over the place. You know, my Wolf Farms and my Tangerine, Tangerine 8. But is it just Tangerine Designs? And
those Tangerine 8 designs.
Okay.
Sure.
Well,
no, maybe you're right.
And No Makers. I have a couple of No Makers. But anyway, I am on row 34 of 70 on the head and body. So you can see this is going to be a pretty big, I think this is the bottom of it because it's going to be narrowing out. And this is going to be a pretty big owl. I'm not stuffing it just yet, although I'm supposed to be. I'll do it after this podcast. I'm supposed to kind of be stuffing it as I go. And
just a random note, I was watching the Design Your Own Monster class by Stacey Trout. She was saying one way to make it easier for when you attach features, and also to prevent some of the holes you see with the stuffing and stuff, is to work in the back loop only.
Does she consider the back loop?
And that's the only way she does it.
Does she consider the back loop the one that's on the outside? Or
yes.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yes, she does that, and then the front loop kind of covers that hole.
Oh, that's good.
And also you have more pronounced rows.
Oh, that's good.
So she uses that to count her rows easier. and to figure out where she attaches her limbs.
I might do
and
that.
I'm just adjusting right now.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to adjust right now because that's also how you do the invisible decreases and increases. You do only the back loop.
Mm-hmm.
So back loop.
And that's the way she does all of her patterns. When you see them, she does a little squishier. Mm-hmm. And she says that it's just easier to see. So I'm going to start.
Stacey Trock's a really good instructor. She's really good with her patterns. And I don't want to talk about her too much because she's going to be in my obsessions later on. So I'm not going to talk about her right now. But so you said that the back loops are the outside.
The outside.
Okay, I can remember that. So this is I think this is the bottom of my snowy owl pattern, my buttons, and he's a really fast work. I'm really enjoying making him. I just have to be careful when I count because I'm counting in the round, and right now I'm doing 84 stitches. If I get off count, I have to start all over. Not start all over again. Hooking, not go back and take it out, but I have to go back and recount, which is a pain in the neck with that many stitches. But other than that, it's a fairly fast knit. In fact, I'm crochet, and I think I'll do that when they're playing Halo after the podcast. In order to do this, you need to know how to crochet. Obviously, you have to know how to crochet. It is a crochet project. You have to be able to chain, to crochet in the round, to single crochet, to increase, to decrease, and to finish off. You also need to know how to attach various parts and pieces, the eyes, the wings, things like that. I'm using Red Heart yarn in tan, green, dark and light pink, and I'm using my 4.5 Symphony hook. I don't really like the Symphony hook anymore. Better? Wow. I don't like it any better now than I did before. I'm finding that because of the way I hold the hook, it turns more, and I have a difficulty catching my yarn. I have to pay attention to how I'm holding it because it turns in my hand.
What size are you using?
This is a 4.5 or a 7.
I was going to say, because I'm using 3.5 and switch for a second. See how you run through.
But I'm going to use one of her, I think she has a 4.5 in her set. I'm going to use it for a little bit to see if I like it better. I think it will be fine in something that's straight across, like if I'm doing an Afghan project, which is what I got this for, or if I'm doing a baby blanket or something like that. But for working in the round with the round hook with no carved out rest for your thumb, I find it very difficult. I hold it tighter, which makes my hands not cramp up necessarily, but they hurt a little more, and they do feel a little tighter. And so it's just not as it's not as comfortable of a knit. I'm not saying the product isn't good. I do like crocheting. Yes, I'm sorry. I've been knitting a lot.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Well, I've been doing both. I've been doing.
Well, I mean, you've been almost exclusively the clarets.
No, and my Pretty in Pink.
Okay, I see how it is.
So, but anyway, neither here nor there. The Symphony. I'm not trying to say that this is a bad hook. It is
Is it bad?
Is a bad hook.
This is bad.
I think I'll smack you one.
No.
Anyway.
No.
It's just not real good for me for working in the round. This is the size.
It's funnier. Yeah. So that means I won't have anything else to work on. Done with it because.
Are you quite finished?
No.
Go ahead. I think I'll smack you. I want to.
No.
No?
No.
You do not wish it?
No, I do not wish it.
Okay, this is my last project on the works in progress. I didn't do a whole lot on my Pretty in Pink, the Lacy Keyhole Scarf by Stephanie Jappel, but I did do a couple, and actually I'm kind of proud of myself for this because it's my Pepto-Bismol pink. That's what this color is.
It is.
Pepto-Bismol pink.
It matches your watch, our watches.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, twins. Mm-hmm. This, I was actually really proud of myself because I was working on it, and I looked at it, and my yarn was not coming from the last stitch. It was coming from like somewhere in here. So I had to take back 3 or 4 rows, and I did it all by myself. And I re-knitted and re-purled and everything, and got back to where I started from. And I'm actually a row or 2 further than I was before. You can kind of see the lace coming out now. Maybe I need to.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, they can see it.
See the lace. You can kind of see the lace on the top, and it's meant to be curled like that. So I'm kind of excited. I'm doing lace work and knitting. How exciting is that? I mean, I didn't even want to purl. I'm excited, yes. And I thank everybody who's been so encouraging about this because I've been so nervous about it. Sun Country, Izzy? Is that Sun Country?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Izzy has been really great about being encouraging. Of course, Nicole has been very encouraging, and Talia. And Kelly Keitel from it's just Keitel. I think that's what it's called, her group. So I've had some really encouraging, a lot of people encouraging me to do this. And I'm a cautious person by nature, so I really appreciate that. And I thank you because I'm excited now. I can do knit projects. I'm actually looking at sweaters and shawls. I take one step at a time. But I'm enjoying it.
I take one step at a time. Just go forward, leaps and bounds.
Yes, I'm going to run before I can walk. And
that's what I do.
Yes, it is. But in order to do the lacy keyhole scarf, the pretty in pink, you need to know how to cast on. You need to know how to knit, to purl, how to knit two together, how to yarn over, how to bind off, and how to seam pieces together and weave in the ends, and how to block. I'm using the Red Heart Stash yarn. I don't know what the pink is called. I call it Pepto-Bismol pink. And I'm using my interchangeable Harmony Wood circular needles on, I believe, a 40-inch cable. And I love the feel of those needles. I just do. They're wonderful, and I can't wait to get some more. And that is in my Tangerine 8 Star Wars bag. And that is all I have on needles and hooks.
Okay, there are no FOs.
Nope, no FOs.
Just skip right past that. Start time. Okay. Next on the needles. Well, some of that goes right into stash enhancement. So, still plan on doing the twin set sweater and cardigan by Claire Montgomery for Mom at some point. I still have the yarn for that. I don't know when that some point will be. It'll just eventually.
I need to go get some to keep talking.
Good. Could you grab? What is it you need to get? Because I need to get some.
My patterns.
Well, there should be a little notebook on my table there. Yes. Could I have that, please? Thank you. So I still need to make that. I'll make the Hera shawl by Nez Sousa. That's exactly what I need. Pretty. We're making that for Davina. I have the yarn set aside for that as well. So I want to finish a shawl before I pick that one up.
Sorry, I'm a little chilly.
And then I think I'm going to do the rest of the necks and needles when I get stashing it. So now it's your turn.
Oh, okay. For me, basically the same things I said last week. You know, the Sadness shawl, Melvin the Misunderstood Monster. The other things I'm going to have to wait also for stash enhancement.
Well, you're correct. Okay. So stash enhancement. Let me reach out with a. Well, you have a lot more stash enhancement than I do.
Yeah, I do.
So Fresh Stitches, also known as Stacy Trough, had a sale when she hit 400 members on her Facebook group. 4,000? 4,000? I can't remember. 4-something members.
Yeah, 400. I thought it was 4,000 members. They were having a discussion about how it couldn't be 4,000K.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think it was 4,000.
I can't remember. That makes more sense. No, it was 400 because we were watching it all night and it was like 379, 380.
No, it was 4,000 because we had 4,389, 4,400.
Oh, okay, whatever.
I think it was 4,000. Anyway, whatever it was.
So I picked up a couple patterns for 40% off. The first one, well, actually, this one was a gift. I only have a couple of patterns only one of the patterns that I got during that sale out here because it deals with stash enhancement and stuff like that. Mom got me this one. This is Ridley the Peacock. Fresh Stitches pattern. He's going to be about 8.5 inches tall, and I guess his date of birth is March 2010. And I picked up yarn for him when I was at Hobby Lobby this weekend. It requires 3 colors: a variegated blue, a variegated green, and a variegated brown for the beak. Well, the first color that screamed to me was this variegated blue, and lo and behold, it is called Peacock Ombre. So obviously this is meant to be a peacock. I love this yarn in ombre, whatever that is, and then the Peacock Ombre is the colorway.
Yeah, I always wonder what that is, because even my blankets is ombre. I don't know what that means.
I think it has something to do with I mean, it'd be more variegated and striped, because they had stripes. I love this yarn.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ombre. I love this yarn. So whatever the heck that means. So that's the peacock, and this is the blue variegated. Then here's the green variegated, which is called also ombre. I made sure I got ombre for the main colors. It's Night Watch. I love this yarn. And then this will be the first time I've used I love this yarn. I've never used it before. I've heard it's good for toys though. This is gonna be, there's a character of mine we say he's like a peacock.
He's a peacock, all right.
And he had to have a little bit of gold in him because it's going to be named after him. So
there's a little bit of sparkle.
There's a little bit of sparkly gold in this for the beak. And it would be just like my character to have that. He wanted to be a red peacock with a gold beak, but I told him that there is no such thing as a red peacock, so he can have some gold in his beak.
He was not completely mollified.
Yeah, well, he's never mollified, and the things fell. Okay, then probably the next pattern I'll actually start is also by Fresh Stitches, and this is one of the ones I got from the sale. It's One-Eyed, One-Horse-Eyed Little People Eater.
Let me show her a color version of that, because I have that in my stash too. Here's a color picture.
So she's better, apparently. So that's, again, Stacy Chalk, Fresh Stitches.
And I won't show that one next time.
Okay, so this is the main color, very purple as you can see. It's not showing quite.
It's a bright purple.
It's a very bright purple. I love this yarn in neons, and this is the purple neon. And the main body is going to be fuchsia neon.
Wow. Yeah.
With a white eyeball and a black little pupil thing. So main color, stomach, horn, nose, and wings. So I got.
Yeah, we didn't do too well. We didn't do too well on the wagon. We still have more to get on Thursday.
Yeah, I actually ended up picking up a little bit too for my secret design idea.
Well, I have to show you what I have in mind for the sweater I want to do for Anastasia. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not going to show you.
So yeah, that's my stash enhancements.
Okay, I have a little bit more in the way of stash enhancements because I have a few more projects I picked up for.
Well, I think that maybe because I picked up one more after I went home.
Yeah. Right.
So that might add up, but I can't show that anyway.
Well, yeah, that's the same thing that's going to happen to me though. Next week we have stuff, but we're also trying to kind of get ourselves in gear for the winter, so we don't have, because we don't go out as much during the winter time. Yes, we can order, but this is the time we can actually feel the yarn and take a real good look at it. So we're going to our LIS on Thursday to pick up what we need. But let me just do this real quick. This is, I talked to you about my daughter's in the shower. This is my Sedna shawl. If you remember, I had ordered some yarn for my Sedna shawl, and this is the one I had, and I think we said it was Impressions color. It's wild hair, okay? And I had I picked up this, here's some crinkling. I do apologize.
I do.
This is from Spring Tree Road. Maya's fantastic. I love her to pieces. She had a really good description on this yarn, but when I saw it, I thought, that's really weird. Maybe she didn't describe it right because it looked like a royal blue when I saw it. in the picture. It's purple, and it's perfect. It's really squishy and soft. It's called Tyrian. It's a 460 yards of 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, 4-ply fingering weight yarn, and it is perfect. If you can see the match, this is for my Sedna shawl, and this is going to be the crocheted part of it. And I love the color. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not someone who wears a lot of purple, but this is going to be really pretty, I think. In fact, I actually wrote her a little thank you note because I just think it's amazing. And she's so quick with her orders. She gets it out to you really fast, and she's just very sweet. I got a nice little response from her when I emailed her, and I was just very impressed with her. She's the same person who does Talia's black yarn. It's just fantastic. So that, you put that in here, and get on to my other stash enhancements really quick. I talked to you about the seashell fan shawl that I was thinking about doing, and this is by Anastasia Knits from the Anastasia Designs group. And you can see it's her own design. It is a paid-for pattern. I don't know if she still has it on pre-order. It's a $6 pattern. If it's on pre-order, I believe it's $3, but I don't know how long it'll be on pre-order. I'm going to be doing this in my white lace weight yarn before I head out my green yarn that I like so much. It's called Peacock for my other pattern. My toys, I also got, well, let me talk about Melvin first. This is the color picture of Melvin, and I'm going to be doing 2 of him, one for myself and one for Little Miss Thing who's in the shower. Little Miss Thing in the shower is going to have her Melvin in these colors.
She loves bright colors.
Neon yellow and neon pink.
And this is the main color.
This is the main the body, and this is the accents, let me see here. The little horns and the tail, okay, will be in the pink. So that's for her. My color for this is going to be this royal blue and this yellow, and I love this yarn. I tried to get cotton yarn, but by the time I got the yardage I needed, it would have been too expensive, and this is supposed to be really good, as Ty said, for stuffed animals. So that's for Melvin. I also have the purple people eater. I'm not going to show you the pattern because you already know what it looks like, but the yarn I'm going to be using for that is not the same as Talia's. I'm going to be using this purple and this lavender, and then of course the white for the eye and the black for the eye. So purple, lavender, and white. This is the main body color, this darker purple, and the lighter purple is the wings and all that kind of stuff, and then the white for the eyes. If I have time, we're having this toy along. If you want to join the toy along, we'd love to have you.
So I'm actually going to be talking about it a little bit later.
I'm trying to see how many toys I can crank out. This is Stacy Trock's Nelson the Owl, okay? And Nelson the Owl is adorable. I got stash enhancements for him. I had this color already. I did not pick up this white color, but this is going to be the back part of him, and this will be the chest, and then this, let's see, where is he? This will be the eyes, and the part that goes around before you stick the button eye in, or the black little whatever you make for the eyes. And then I'm going to have a yellow beak. So that's him. And my platypus is this color. Where did I get 2 of those? This color and this color. And I hope I got enough because I meant to get 2 of these. So we'll have to see if I have enough for this guy. But he's my last one, so I can get more yarn if I have to.
And Hobby Lobby does deliver.
Yes, they do. Hobby Lobby does deliver. So that's basically what I have. I thought I had another dark one.
Although they don't have the neon colors on their site. So I
right. Them. I'm hoping I can find this darker blue because I thought I got this darker shade of blue.
Mm-hmm.
But I only need to use it for the little part of the eye, I think,
right.
so that shouldn't be a problem. The only other, I don't think I had any more stamps. I'm a little bit fluttered here.
Fluttered.
Yeah, fluttered, whatever. Yeah, that too. Stacey Talk patterns we already talked about. Okay, that's all I have. That's quite enough for now. Those are my stash enhancements.
Which leads on to sessions which translate in this way in our alongs, I guess.
Alongs?
Alongs. So we have, our toy along has started. It runs from September 1st to December 15th. You can put in any toy that you have started during August onward, as long as the toy has not been finished in August. It has to be finished sometime from September 1st to December 15th. These can be knit or crocheted toys. You can put in as many entries as you want. One picture per entry in the pictures only thread. We will have a chatter thread. If you accidentally chatter in the pictures only thread, I will move your post to the chatter thread. Winners will be drawn from the pictures only thread. Winner. You are correct. The winner will be drawn from the pictures only thread. The prize will be 2 toy patterns of your choice, each no more than $10. And at this point, there will only be one winner. Basically, this is an excuse to obtain new toy patterns and to ooh and ah over other people's toys. And to stretch yourself a little bit. Anastasia.
Yes, Anastasia.
So don't be shy. Do toys, monsters, all that kind of stuff.
And you have plenty of time.
Yes.
And that's a plug for Kelly.
Because it's going from September to December 15th.
Plenty of time if you want to. If you have time, we don't want to push anybody, but we hope you join.
Because I think it'd be fun.
Think of Christmas gifts you can get out of the way.
Exactly. So yeah, there's a chatter thread and there's a pictures only thread. So yeah, put your entries in. I'd really like to see your toys.
Well, we already have one. Sun Country finished hers. It's not in the running because she finished it a little early, but she did post it to encourage people in the chatter thread.
And it's very cute. It's
Please take a look at it. It's adorable.
It's like a little lion or something.
It's adorable. So if you'd like to take a look at it and say how well you like it, that would be nice.
Yes. And feel free to post your picture of your project in the pictures only thread and the chatter thread, so people can comment on how much they like your toy.
Exactly, and we'll only be posting ours in the chatter thread because we can't be
in the running.
Yeah, we can't be in the drawing. So,
then the other thing I really want to talk about, we have hit 50 members. We're actually at 52 right now. And I had said several podcasts back that once we hit 50 members, we were going to do something fun. So I'm going to put up a 50-member party thread. Everyone will have 2 weeks to post something. I'm thinking something like places that you've knit or crocheted out in public. Something like that. And you can only post once into this thread. And we'll draw winners from this thread.
Maybe their favorite place to crochet or knit.
I want to see what different places people crochet or knit outside of the home.
You want to do? Yeah.
I want to see where people have taken their stuff. Like the other day, I took mine. Well, I take mine everywhere, but I will knit while I'm walking with my knitting on top of my shopping cart. I will knit at the grocery store or at Hobby Lobby, or anywhere else that involves a grocery cart, because it's easy to just stick your purse on top, stick your project on top, and knit away.
Why don't you let me take a picture and Blessed Sacrament Chapel doing my...
But you don't necessarily have to take a picture. You can just mention that this is where you like to do your thing. So there will be winners. This group will be up. This thread will be up for 2 weeks, and 5 winners will be drawn from this. Yes, 5.
Thanks to generosity.
Because our sponsor for this party, Anastasia Knits, is offering not 1, not 2, but 5 of her paid patterns for our prizes. She does do both knit and crochet patterns. So take a look at her patterns she puts out and see what you like. You might be a lucky winner.
Awesome. Very nice sponsorship from Anastasia.
Yes.
Thank you much. Please check out her Ravelry group as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good, very talented.
So it's very awesome. Each winner drawn will get to choose one of Anastasia's paid patterns to get for free. So very awesome. And Mom and I cannot enter.
No.
So
darn.
It will be one of y'all. So please say something when I put up this thread so that way you could be in for the running. Okay. That leads on to you.
What?
Obsessions?
Oh,
remember, obsessions and writing are two different sections.
Yeah, I don't really. Stacy Chalk. 40% off. 4 patterns. I could have bought more. I almost went back and bought her turtle. I still might go back and buy her turtle. I love Stacy Chalk. The funny thing is I haven't done it yet. One of her patterns, but I have seen them because I have several of her classes.
And her video class,
they're very
on Crafty is
they're very clear.
Very good.
You look at her, anything that she does, I think she has a couple free patterns that I've looked at. Mm-hmm. They're very clear, and I really like her. She's definitely an obsession for me. Toys in general, and I'm still waiting on tenterhooks for Lois to get off her BAM so I can order more bags because that's my other obsession. Basically, that's it. I was fairly good until I went to Hobby Lobby.
Yes. Writing, I've been working on the shared story still.
Yeah, writing has been a disappointment for me this week. Really, all I've been doing is tweaking the synopsis a little bit. I got maybe a paragraph done for a 500 Club story, so I'm kind of disappointed with my writing, but I have been doing a lot of brainstorming, both with Talia and in my own head, just kind of working things out for shared story, for other stories I have kind of working themselves out. I just have to sit down and do it. Maybe getting a little more sleep would be helpful for that. But so that's basically all I have for that.
Okay, which leads on to thank yous. Obviously, we thank Anastasia for her very generous donation for our 50-member party. It was totally her offer back when she first joined, and we've been basically waiting to get 50 members to take advantage of her very generous offer. Also, I want to thank our new Ravelry group members for joining. We actually have had quite an influx. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new members since our last podcast. So let us run through. Well, let me mark off that I finished my increase route, and then we'll run through the members. There we go. Our first member who joined after the podcast last week was Kydal, also known as Kelly. Actually, it's the other way around. Kelly's her name. She's also known as Kydal. So welcome, Kelly. Then there's Kathy, also known as CatB913. She has a podcast known as The Knit Nerd. If you have not seen it, you should. It's a very good podcast. So welcome aboard, Kathy. We look forward to seeing more of you around the group. I know you're a bit busy with school just starting up, so I guess we'll forgive you if you haven't stopped by yet. Then there's Carissa, also known as Exastress1701, and she is a toy designer.
Yes, I was going to say, if you wanted more ideas about toys.
Yes. I can't wait for her
the little purple,
baby purploid.
Purple, oh, it's so cute. You have to check out her patterns.
And she's the designer of Melvin.
Yes, she is Melvin's designer, and so you see what she's this kind of a pattern. You see what she's capable of. Her patterns are cute.
And so welcome aboard, Carissa. We're very happy to have you. Then there's Shannon, also known as Smiley Smiler. And she's another toy designer who has very cute toys. She does an adorable Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, Lilo and Stitch. Her patterns are adorable. Absolutely adorable.
So check out her and her patterns. And welcome aboard, Shannon. Then there is Shaw, also known as Honey Love. Welcome aboard, Shaw. And then there's Nicole, also known as Scarves, etc. And she joined actually for the toy along, I think.
She's fun. Yeah, she came over from Anastasia Knits, and she's very supportive and encouraging. So welcome, Nicole.
Yep. So I think, unless you have any thank yous.
I don't, except for Stacy Schrock for just having such an amazing sale.
So I think we are actually gonna we hit an hour.
Oh well.
Oh well.
We had a lot of stash enhancements.
That is it. Sorry for just being a little out there. My sleep schedule's been way off. So yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and please take part in the toy along and the 50-member party. And come by the Ravelry group and just chat. We'd love to see you there. God bless and happy knitting and crochet.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Where's my stuff?